Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but welcome to how you can start sneaker reselling in 2024. Today we'll be going over 3 different methods in detail of how you can start, different aspects, pros and cons of each, and how you can start today after watching today's video. My name is KaiKicks, and if you're new to the channel, I do appreciate all of your guys' support. I'm here from the UK, and not many other people do it. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and that's all I ask for from you guys today. Now, sneaker reselling has changed a lot in the past. It went from being sneaker botting, going for hype releases, to today where the sneaker market, let's be honest, has taken quite a dip. But with it taking quite a dip, that's opened up many different opportunities to actually make more money than before. With a lot of people quitting the sneaker reselling game, I managed to adapt my business to make more money than ever from this current climate of sneaker reselling. Now, with that being said, I did have to take a lot of L's before I found something that did work, but for today, you don't have to worry about taking L's, and you can just learn directly from what I'm going to be speaking to you about. So without further ado, let's get into method number 1. So method number 1 is going to be through activewear and outlet reselling. Now, Nike Outlet Reselling has blown up just in the last year. Many different businessmen and even store owners have dabbled into this market because it is so massive. If you don't know what a Nike outlet essentially is, basically Nike will have these stores where they put their stock into. Some of these will be factory stores, so they could get anything, and some of these are clearance outlets where basically stuff that doesn't sell will get put into this store and put on high discounts. These can be 30, 50 or even 70% off, to a point where you could pick up Air Maxes for below £20. Along with outlet, what I'm linking towards this is activewear. Now, activewear is clothing such as milers, the windrunner jackets, shorts, and any Nike products that are activewear. Now, this is such a huge market, and it's actually bigger than the sneaker market. This activewear business is forecasted to hit $451 billion in market in 2028. This shows the rapid growth that this current market is going through, so it's something you want to tap into before it's too big to even hop into. Before we get into the pros and cons, let's get into how you can get started. Now, you can find any of your Nike outlet stores just from a simple Google search on Nike. This will show you your nearest outlet, and if you're within a city, then there'll be one within 20 minutes, and if you're rural like me, there should be one within the half an hour to 1 hour range. Now, some outlets are better than others, so don't stick to one, try out a couple and see what works best for you. Now, that being said, what do you want to look out for within these Nike outlets? Let's look at activewear first. Something that's really popular worldwide is Nike Miler 1.0s. These are Nike's activewear t-shirts that normally retail for £33, and outlets will get these for between £27, and some outlets will get these at $22.99. Some of these popular colorways, like the pink colorway, the Adobe red colorway, the mineral colorway, white colorway, teal colorway, all these nice summer colorways actually have a good resale margin. If you use your student discount, any discount codes you have, you can get 10% off, so you're picking up these milers for £20 each. And looking at the aftermarket in popular colorways in smaller sizes, as these perform best, people are moving these between £40 and £60 a t-shirt. And guys, this is the same for other activewear products such as the Flex Stride shorts, windrunners, rappel jackets, and so on. If you can get these at a good discount, people are moving these for great prices. Now, within your outlet, you'll also have a back wall section and also a place where they will put the full box shoes. Now, the back wall can have any discounts from 30% all the way up to 70% and can be very hit and miss. What you want to be looking for is very high in demand colorways and models. Things like Air Max 1s, Air Max 95s, 98s, Air Forces, trail shoes, running shoes, things like this. If you can get 30 to 70% off their marked price, it usually leaves you for great profit. I personally pick up a load of GS Air Maxes, which is kid sizes, for between £15 and £25, and move them for £50 plus each. The same goes for Air Forces. You can pick these up for around the £25 mark. Places like Vinted, Depop and eBay, you can move these for £50 plus. And in terms of your full box shoes, this will really depend what is there. Most of the time, this is very hit and miss. However, if you can get full box shoes like Air Max 95s for only £80 to £90, you can usually move these for anywhere between £120 and £150. So your Nike outlet doesn't just have the activewear part, but it also does have a load of discounted shoes. If you're looking for the best place for discounted shoes, then you want the clearance stores. Now, here in the UK, there's only 2 Nike clearances. One is in Stoke and one is in Birmingham Perry Bar. They're going to be your best places for the back wall discounted shoes. However, what I will say say is, if you're not close to any of these, you will still find some great steals in all outlets across the UK. I personally go to as many as I possibly can, and I've managed to create 150 to 200% ROI on a lot of the stuff I do actually buy. Now let's go into the pros and cons of starting this business. The biggest pro is quite simple. You do not need much money to start outlet and activewear reselling. You're picking up shoes and clothing for sometimes below £20 each. Meaning if you're working with low capital, this is perfect for you guys. Yes, the profit isn't really high, but the return of investment is super good. You're pushing 100% to 200% return on investment, which is insane for your business. Another great pro is there's no limits to when you go outlet reselling. The limits that you will intake will most likely be 30 pairs of shoes in one trip, and if you're buying more than 30, then you're some rich guy. Milers you may have a slight limit on, which is usually 5 to 10. However, you can take a friend and get another 10. So this is another great advantage. It's easily scalable, and you can start with low budget. Now, with every business, there's some cons, and I'm not going to be completely transparent with you guys. You are going to make a lot more money if you can build up your social media background and build a bit of a brand for yourself. Yes, you can move these white milers or other coloured milers for around £30 on Vinted and eBay and so on, but if you want to be pushing that 100 to 200% ROI, you want to be moving them for between £40 and £60, which a lot of successful resellers and personal shoppers do actually do. However, they weren't able to get these prices as soon as they started. You need to build up your social media background if you want to be able to move stock for more money and also a lot quicker. This links into the final negative, which is you will rely on platforms to sell these items when starting out. Don't get me wrong, once you build a brand for yourself, once you're quite reputable, you can charge a lot more and you can sell a lot quicker. But when starting out, you do need to hustle. You do need to put all of your listings on Vinted, eBay, Depop, Go, Elias, Laced if they're full box. Everywhere you possibly can, you need to be listing it, which can be quite time consuming. Overall, this is the best tactic to employ if you're working with low capital and you just want to taste in the sneaker game and activewear business. Now let's move on to the obvious one, and this is buying and selling high-end sneakers, but through manual copying and botting. Now this is how I started out, so I can give you guys a really good insight on how you can actually start buying and selling sneakers. But before I do get into that, I just talked about the outlet reselling, and I made a full guide for you guys to read for completely free about everything you need to know about Nike Outlet reselling. This is part of our package within KaiKicks Apprentice, and you can claim the 7-day free trial today. You're not only going to get that outlet guide, but you're also going to get all the guides, all the information, and all support you need about every other tactic that I tell you about today. Upcoming sneaker releases, one-on-one support, how to start botting, everything you need to know. We are proven to teach hundreds of different members to do this. So claim that 7-day free trial down in the link description before I do stop doing this. So buying and selling high-end sneakers. Let's get into it. We're going to split this up into two small parts. I won't take much of your time, but we're going to split it between manual and botting. Now, manual is a lot better to start off with, and if you're looking as a beginner, I would definitely start off as the manual side. Loads of sneakers do release weekly that are very, very profitable. Look at Travis Scott's. They release for £140 and resell upwards of £400 to £500 each. Yes, these are very hard to cop, but if you have the right information, like you're in KaiKicks Apprentice, you're going to get all the places that these are releasing, how you can increase your chances, and how you can get your hands on this pair to resell. So a big tip when you're manual reselling is you want to be entering every single retailer that gets this shoe. When this shoe is released, loads of different retailers such as N launches, the Nike Sneakers app, S&S, Size launches, Foot Patrol, JD, Foot Locker, they will all get this sneaker and they'll either do raffle or first come first serve. You don't just want to be entering one account into these. You want to be getting yourself, your friends, other devices you possibly have to get as many different unique entries you can into these raffles or first come first serve. That then enables you to stand out from the rest and enables you to have a lot higher chances into getting this sneaker because they are very, very limited and very hard to get. But as they are very hard to get, your profit is very, very good. Now I say unique, that means different names, different emails, different cards, different everything, different address on every single entry you do. Ask your friends if you can use their address. Do everything you possibly can to increase your chances. Think of the average person is only going to be entering one account into these releases. If you're entering 4 to 5, that's literally 5 times in your chances of hitting one or even multiple pairs. Not only that, if you're in KaiKicks Apprentice, you're going to get a list of all the different retailers that you can enter, which is going to 100 times your chances. Now, once you get a bit of a feel for that, that and make a bit of profit from doing this, a lot of people will then go into sneaker botting. This allows you, instead of entering 1 to 5 accounts like you would manually, this is going to allow you to enter 10, 20, 30, or even hundreds of accounts from sneaker botting. Now, I can't go into too much detail about sneaker botting because I'll simply be here for hours, but essentially a sneaker bot will basically manually automate what you would do as a personal person, however 10 times faster, and allow you to enter as many times as you want. A big misconception with botting though is this does not bypass the site's filters. For example, if I entered one account that was completely unique into one raffle manually, and then I entered 5 different accounts all with the same information, that one account from the manual side is going to stand a better chances of copying than the 5 does. However, what this enables you to do is if you had 10 different addresses, you don't want to be sitting there 10 different times manually entering. That bot will do it all for you in seconds. Now let's move on to the last method that I suggest how you to start reselling in 2024. And this is through personal shopping. Now there are some negatives, but the pros of personal shopping is massive. Essentially what personal shopping is you're the provider for these high-end clients who have a bit of money to spend, who don't want to have to deal with different people. For example, you have someone contacting you to get this certain pair of shoes for them, and they don't mind paying a bit on top of market because they know they're going to get it from someone reputable like yourself who are going to sort them right out with no problems at all. Now the biggest negative of personal shopping is you need to have that clientele, so you're not going to be able to start personal shopping for everyone when starting out, because essentially you need a bit of a following, you need to be posting on your Instagram, build up your clientele, and then you can make a lot of money from personal shopping. Now what's great about personal shopping, and the biggest pro of personal shopping, is you technically don't even have to use your money and make a lot of money off your clients. I did a lot of this before I started YouTube, where I would have a handful of clients, around 5 to 10, who would be buying off me weekly. They would come to me with the product they want, I would then source the product for them and charge a fee for myself. Now my biggest question is, how much do you charge when you are doing these sourcing services? Well, I always go on how rare the shoe is and how valuable the item is you're sourcing. If it's a shoe that's only around £100 in market value, then I'm happy making anywhere from £20 to £35, as long as it doesn't really take me much time to deal with. However, if I'm dealing with shoes that are £500 to £1,000 that are super rare, they have certain needs, like they want it worn or they want it brand new, little needs like this, then my price would adjust. And you can charge anywhere from £100 to £300 just for sourcing this shoe for them, as long as you're doing it correctly. You can use WhatsApp groups, Instagram, eBay, Vinted, Depop, all of these different platforms that you can source from and make a cut to when you ship it to your client. So, but the biggest positive is this is super scalable. Technically, you only need 10 clients who are spending a couple grand a week, which sounds like a lot, but if you get them correct clients, that'll be nothing to them. And just by having them, you can make upwards of £1,000 to £2,000 a week just from sourcing pairs. There's not really much manual labor like there is from botting, setting up, or like there is going to outlets. You have to drive to the outlets. You can do it all from one room. And that is the beauty of personal shopping. Now again, 7-day free trial. If you want to learn any of these, we support you with everything. So join today before it's too late. KaiKicks Apprentice. I hope this video is going to kickstart your reselling career. Let me know any questions you have down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like today's video on the road to 13K, and I'll see you guys in the next one.